Good morning. I'm Justin from Brickwright Building and Landscaping. I just want to speak to you today about being able to plan for your build, for your extension. If you're planning to build an extension, then there's key things that we can help you with to being able to order to build the extension sensibly, reliably, and and get it done right. So we'll delve straight into it. I've got some notes with me today, so bear with me looking down to check my notes because there's a lot of things to get through. We'll try and get through them as quick as we can. So here we go. Right, so the first thing I've written down is get a price from a builder first. So basically, plan out what you want, what exactly you want, whether it's a single or a double decker. Plan what you want. Relay that to a reputable builder that you can find, get somebody recommended, check them out, check the references, etc. Get a ballpark figure off a builder, minus any plans at all, so you can see whether your budget stretches to what you wish to build. If that's the case and you think you can afford it, um, next thing to do then is to go to a good, reputable architect and get your plans drawn up in relation to what the builder's priced up for. So get your plans drawn up. Got to be very, very thorough with the plans. A decent plan is going to be so key in this, in building this, which we'll touch on in a little bit. So get your plans drawn up, get the final prices from the builders based off those plans, and you need to know exactly what the price includes as well. That's also a key thing. And then what you got to find out is who's going to be managing the project, and are you going to be able to comfortably be able to work with that person that's going to be spending a lot of time with you, communicating with you, and managing it and working on your house. So it's got to be something or somebody that you're going to be comfortable in working with. Um, Otherwise, it's not going to work. So basically, the next thing then is to get some references, check the builders out, go and view some of their work, speak to customers they've done work for previously, just to check you're getting a reputable builder and they say who they say they are. That's another critical thing. Make sure you've got all the planning permission and building regulations from the council planning department. Make sure it's been granted. So really what your architect should be doing, if he's a decent architect, he should take all the hassle out of that for you. Planning consent is a minefield. Some things you need planning consent for, others you don't. So your architect should be able to help you sign all that off and get all that sorted. The other thing is you've got to check with your services. So the relocation or the location of your services, such as gas, electric, and the water. So if you need to relocate those things in order to build the extension, then those need to be touched upon as well in terms of maybe not the architect, but you as the homeowner. Go into these like the gas, electric, and water, and finding out what the requirements are from those companies based on the work you wish to do. That can be a bit of a minefield. It can change along the way. So be careful with that one. Do your due diligence on that one and get that right. That's absolutely another critical stage of the build. Um, and then that's the basis of how you're going to plan your project. So the other things I've got to look out for, what I find all the time is you go to look at plans that have been provided by an architect that the customer or the client has got there to draw it up for him, and they're rubbish. There's a lot of architects. I'm sorry to say this. There's a lot of architects out there that I don't think are architects, and they're putting plans together that are just printed off the internet, and they're charging clients for it. And as a builder, you can't work off that. You can't, because if you work off that and you give a client a price based on those plans, then a lot of things are being missed out on the plan. As an experienced builder, that there's things that aren't on there, such as there might not be a drainage plan on there might not be an electrical plan on there might not be the regulations for what steels need to go up if you're knocking through, the structural calculations, all those things and many more that could be missed off. So you could be pricing a job up as a builder based off those plans for £20,000. You get in there, start doing the job, realises things missed. The bill could cost £40,000. So you, as the consumer, you as the person responsible to get the plans to your builder, get a good, decent, reliable set of plans, and then we can price off them and give you a good, accurate price then, which again is a key thing. So next thing, we got a scheduling for the project. You don't want your builder missing days. You don't want your builder going away and getting carried away and doing other projects, and you're thinking, where's he gone? He's your Monday, Tuesday, and you see it all too many times, unfortunately, don't you? So you want your builder to run to a schedule. You want him to be on site. You want him to be managing it, and you want to know where he is and the work is commencing, is carrying on, and you need to have confidence in that. The other thing I've written is find out when your builder will be knocking through. So if you've got an extension and you're going to be knocking through an existing wall into the extension, you need to know when that's going to take place, because a lot of the work can take place outside of that. And then when you knock through into the house, that's when all the dust and all the builders will be back and forth, traipsing back and forth. The house is going to be dust, disruption, and all that kind of stuff. So you need to know when that knocking through process is gonna happen. That's again, all these things are critical. Communication. This is a massive thing within, from my part of it as a builder landscaper. It's communication, and we've got to be able to, whether we're doing the building or the landscaping, if it's building work, which we're talking about today, we got to, for the extension side of it, we've got to be communicating to you our chats and our meetings with building control. It could be a meeting with the carpenter that's got something that I need to relay back to you as a client. So, communication, what I'm getting at. I've got to communicate, or we builders, landscapers, have got to communicate back to the client everything, every little detail, no matter how small it is. It's all got something to bear on the project overall, isn't it? So communication is just a huge one of the biggest things, I would say, in doing this. Communication also extends to the surrounding people within the area, so the neighbours. We're doing a project now here behind me. You can just see up there in the corner, the top of the extension. So we've built that. We've got a great relationship with the people next door, and we've got a great relationship with the people here, the other side, as well. And we've also had a good relationship with other people in the street who've shown an interest in what we're doing. So they're going to be disrupted. So you've got to knock the door. You've got to find out if they are happy with what you plan to do. You've got to give them your plan. You've got to give them your time scales. These people here had dogs, and their main concern was the dogs to escape, and so we've put fencing up. And if you go there and you've got a plan of attack, and you tell people, or you ask people if what you're going to do is suitable for them, and then change it to what is suitable for them, then what you find then is, you're trying to get the bill to run as smoothly as absolutely possible, aren't you? So, that is good for the builder, it's good for the neighbour, it's good for the client, and it's good for the people in the street as a whole. So again, absolutely key. Cash flow and payments. So, it comes into budgeting as well, doesn't it? So you need to have a precise payment schedule of what when you expect as the contractor to be paid, and what stage of work that the payments will be released from. So such as, you might get your first payment when you dig your foundations, you might get your second payment when you're up to DPC, third payment when you're up to wall plate, all those kinds of things. So building control would sign things off, and then you would get paid. So that's kind of the way we do it. Budget contingency, always need a contingency within an extension, because doing this extension, we have, although we planned it, we planned this for a year, because the clients change their mind a lot, which is fine. That's absolutely fine. And I suppose patience is another thing as well. Patience between the builder and the client, because people do want to change their mind, and the builder's got to say so on that, because the builder's experience sometimes will say to the client, you want to change your mind, but look, this is not going to work, or look, this is going to work, but it's going to cost you, a couple of £1,000 more. So you've got to be patient. You've got to try and give people what they want, because it's important to them, isn't it? But the contingency comes into it where, you know, it stipulates on the plan. I'll give you one or two examples. Maybe the plan stipulates you go down to a 900 or a metre deep to start digging your foundations. So once you start digging down to a metre deep, maybe building control will want you to start digging down to 1.2 because the ground's not hard enough. So your contingency will need to be, bitten into to pay for that. Welsh Water, in our area, we live in Wales, Welsh Water or your water company within your area, they may decide that the drainage on the plan needs to be changed. So obviously there could be an additional cost to that. So yeah, and then you could change your mind, which might need to go into your contingency. So have a contingency, because you never know, whether things are gonna change or whether you change it or whatever. So that's yeah, definitely get a contingency. Structural reports for steels. Many people I go to, they don't have a structural report for steel. They want to knock through their property. They want to take away a section of the ground floor, and then you've got the upstairs of the property, and the roof. You've got your bathroom, your beds, your wardrobes, all the weight above there. But the architect is expecting you to knock through and put steels up, but they don't tell you what steels to put up. So again, how would you price for that? How do you plan for that? How do you get the job done properly for you as the builder and for your client? So you've got to get the structural side of it all briefed up. You've got to get your structural engineer to draw up a plan, and then you've got to follow that plan as the builder to get it right. So that is another key stage. Quite often I don't see a drainage plan or an electrical plan on a plan. So it's just so important. If we get a drainage plan, we can price up, we will know, what kind of work we're going to be doing for the drainage, which again, for you as a client, you know what you're going to pay for. And it's exactly the same with the electrical plan. You get an electrician down to try and price the job, and he's going to say, well, where do you want your sockets? How many do you want? If there's no plan, if there's no understanding of what we want, we can't price for it. So again, the price is possibly going to change, and the price goes up. So you don't want that. So yeah, drainage and electrical plans, please get them as part of your plans. So I just got a note here: the better the plans are, then the more accurate the builder can price the work, so avoiding any unnecessary inflation in costs to the client. So I think we kind of touched on that, didn't we? But just wanted to re-emphasize it. And I got some separate notes here that I've thought about driving down in the van on the way down, which will obviously going to help you. Is selling your house. When you go to sell a house, if you haven't got the correct certification from people like the electrician with the NIC, you haven't got the correct certs from building control to say each stage has been passed. When or if you go to sell your property, then the estate agents and the people within the legal teams, the solicitors and conveyancers or whatever, they're going to want to know that your extension's been built to a standard. They're going to want to see these certifications. If you haven't got them and you've done it in a way that hasn't been done properly, then you're not going to be able to sell your house. It's not going to be able to get a mortgage on your house. These people buying the property, so people are going to walk away. So it's got to be done right, isn't it? First as last. What have I got here? The last thing. Yeah, I haven't touched on this yet. It's all been about the consumer. So from a builder point of view, it's got to be right for the builder as well. The project isn't just about the consumer. So, it's you're entering into a relationship here that's going to last quite a long time. Some of these projects, 3 months, 6 months, depending on the size of your build. So, it's got to be right for the builder as well. It's not just about the consumer. It's a twin relationship here, isn't it? So, yeah. So listen, I mean, I've touched on some of it. I mean, it is a bit of a minefield. So if you need any advice or anything, or you want to leave us a comment, I'm more than willing to help you. It's honestly, it's not a problem. So if you want to leave me a comment, I'll come back to you. Hope you found it helpful. If there's anything you think that I've missed out, which I probably have, because it's such a big topic, please let me know. If I can improve anything I'm doing for me, for my business, for my future clients or the client I'm working for, just please let me know, because we're all willing to learn. So yeah, please don't forget to subscribe, excuse me, and like, and see you on the next one. And just try and get everything right. And that's what we try to do. We pride ourselves in getting everything right for people, and as builders, as us as a business with Brickrite, that's what we try to strive to do every single day. So anyway, good luck with your extension, good luck with planning it, and I sincerely hope everything goes well for you, and I'll speak to you on the next one. Cheers, thanks for watching, bye bye.